Welcome to Anatomy in Nutshell. In this video we are going to see about the histology of female reproductive system, that is ovary, fallopian tube and the uterus. First we are going to see the histology of the ovary. The size is about 3 into 1.5 into 1 cm located in the lateral pelvic wall. The coverings of the mesoovarium forming the germinal epithelium, there is the it's lined by the cuboidal epithelium overlying the tunica albuginea. The tunica albuginea is nothing but the connective tissue layer where the germinal epithelium rests on it. It is thinner than that of the testis. The ovary consists of two parts, cortex and medulla. The cortex is the outer part and consists of the stroma, the connective tissue and where the stromal cells are present. The parenchyma consists of the different phases of the developing ovarian follicles. In the medulla, most of the internal part of the ovary consists of the loose connective tissue and the blood vessels entering through the hilum from the mesoovarium. The hilous cells are present in the medulla. The hilous cells are similar to that of the interstitial cell of the testis present in the medulla. Coming to the oogenesis process, it starts from the primordial germ cells. It undergoes the mitotic division and forms the oogonia. So the oogonia undergoes further mitotic division and forms a primary oocyte. The primary oocyte undergoes first meiotic division and forms a secondary oocyte with the polar body. The secondary oocyte undergoes for second meiotic division and forms a mesoteric ovum at the polar bodies. The stages of the maturation, they are called the primordial follicle, primary follicle, secondary follicle, otherwise called the anther follicle, and the mature Graafian follicle. The primordial follicle, which contains the primary oocyte in the middle and is lined by the simple squamous epithelium, and it undergoes the proliferation and forms the primary follicle, which is also contains the same primary oocyte, and the granulosa cells, that is the outer columnar cells are called granulosa cells. They undergo further proliferation and forms a layers of columnar cells, and in the middle it consists of antral folliculi, and the primary oocyte undergoes the first meiotic division and forms the secondary oocyte just before the ovulation. Further increase in the proliferation of the granulosa cells and forming the Graafian follicle it's about 10 mm in diameter. The oocyte lies eccentrically in the follicle. The granulosa cells divides into discus proligerus and the cumulus oophoricus. The stromal cells are divides into theca interna and the theca externa. This picture showing the secondary follicle, that is the antrum follicles, and the Graafian follicle. The oocyte is surrounded by a number of granulosa cells, and the antral follicle is filled with the Leica follicle. And after the ovulation cells, the granulosa cells becomes large and polyhedral and filled with the yellow color pigment is called the lutein pigment, is called corpus luteum. Following ovulation, it becomes a white fibrous tissue, is called the corpus albicans. About 7 to 10 follicles starts developing during each menstrual cycle. Only one follicle attains the maturity and it releases the ova from the Graafian follicle. The ova is surrounded by the granulosa cells, is called the corona radiata. And in between the oocyte and the corona radiata cells, the layer is called the zona pellucida. The other developing follicles starts to degenerate and becomes atretic and forms the corpora atretica. This picture showing the Graafian follicle consists of the primary oocyte with the zona pellucida and corona radiata cells. This is corpus luteum filled with the lutein pigment cells. Points for identification, it consists of the cortex and medulla, presence of the follicles in the various stages of development in the cortex, and presence of the Graafian follicle, and the medulla consists of the blood vessels and the connective tissue. Coming to the fallopian tube, it's a paired muscular tube. The medial end attached to the uterus and the lateral end opens into the peritoneal cavity. It consists of four parts: interstitial, isthmus, ampulla and the fimbrial end. The fertilization takes place at the ampullary region. The histological aspect, it consists of the mucous membrane, lined by the ciliated columnar cells which rest on the basement membrane and forms a branching folds which almost fill the lumen of the fallopian tube, and also it consists of PEG cells with microvilli and intercalary cells. And the lamina propria consists of the connective tissue and the blood vessels, and the muscle coat. It's consists of two layers, inner circular and outer longitudinal layer. The circular layer is thickest in the isthmus part. And the serosal layer is lined by the simple squamous epithelium. This is a mesothelium supported by connective tissue. The functions of the fallopian tube, it transmits over to the uterus, and first fertilization takes place at the ampullary region, and secretions provides nutrition and oxygen to the ova. The next is the uterus. Uterus is a pear-shaped muscular organ located in the pelvic cavity. It's a childbearing organ. It consists of the fundus body and the cervix. The fundus is a part of the uterus, lies above the level of the opening of the uterine tubes. It's a free upper end. It's a convex and covered by the peritoneum. It's directed upwards and forwards. The implantation takes place in the posterior uterine wall. And the body of the uterus consists of the anterior and posterior surfaces and the two lateral borders. The anterior or the vesical surface forms the posterior wall of the utero-vesical pouch. The posterior and the intestinal surface forms the anterior wall of the rectouterine pouch, otherwise called the pouch of Douglas. Coming to the cervix of the uterus, is a lower cylindrical part, less mobile than the body. It's about 2.5 centimeter length and projects into the anterior wall of the vagina. The parts of the cervix, supravaginal part and the vaginal part. On the histological aspect, we are having the endometrium, myometrium and the perimetrium. The endometrium consists of the stratum functionalis and stratum basalis. The endometrium is lined by the simple columnar epithelium, which rests on the stroma and extends down as uterine glands, which dips into the lamina propria, and also it consists of the spiral arteries. The menstrual cycle, the endometrium undergoes the cyclical changes. The menstrual cycle consists of 4 phases: premenstrual, proliferative, secretory and menstrual phases. During the proliferative phase, the uterine glands becomes straight and starts to proliferate, and during the secretory phase, the glands becomes enlarged and twisted and becomes a sawtooth in appearance. During the menstrual phase, the pars functionalis layer shed off and the pars basalis layer remain. So this picture is showing the straight arteries during the proliferative phase, and during the secretory phase it becomes twisted and the sawtoothed appearance. In the myometrium, it consists of bundle of smooth muscle fibers along with the blood vessels, nerves and the lymphatics. The muscle fibers runs in various directions. It consists of external longitudinal, internal longitudinal and the middle mixture of bundles. It undergoes hypertrophy or hyperplasia during the pregnancy. The main factor responsible for the fetus placental expulsion during the parturition and for the control of the postpartum bleeding during the parturition. It acts as a physiological knot for the control of the bleeding. And this picture shows the endometrium, myometrium with the perimetrium. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Watch more videos in the Anatomy in Nutshell channel and subscribe the channel.